What's up, guys? I'm Grandmaster Shaymin, and welcome back to Flower Paradise. And today we have a brand new visual novel for you. If you guys are new to the channel, I'd highly recommend hitting the subscribe button and checking out the first game in the Sakura Knight series. But let me explain why we're going to play Sakura Knight 3, right? So this game came out about a month ago, and I just found out about it very recently. I was really surprised. I believe two to 3 days ago, I figured out that this game had been released back in September, and I had no idea that it got released. I played Sakura 1, I played Sakura 2 while I was on my break, and now Sakura 3 has come out, and I'm really ready to play. But before we begin, if you guys like these Sakura games, if you want me to continue to play them, let me know in the comment section down below. I own every single Sakura game in the entire franchise to this point. If you guys want me to play the games that I haven't played on screen, if you want me to play them on the channel and do an entire Sakura game playthrough, maybe even with the R18 patch, though I will have to censor it, but if you want me to play through the entire Sakura series, let me know in the comment section down below, because I can most certainly do that and make an entire extravaganza out of the Sakura series. I'd love to do an entire Sakura playthrough and just do all of the games in a row. I have them all on my computer. I could do it right now if you wanted me to, and that way we can catch up with this. But I am going to play Sakura Knight 3 first, just because it is the newest game in the entire series. I would love to play it. I haven't played it yet, and this would give me an opportunity to do that. So make sure you guys hit the like button and comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want to see. If you guys do want to see more Sakura games in the future, I've played all of the Sakura games except Sakura Dungeon to this point, so it won't be a first time reaction, but there will be a lot of stuff that I won't remember, or that I'll be like, oh man, I remember that was super funny. And it will give an opportunity for those of you who haven't seen the R18 patches, though it will be censored again because obviously YouTube, but to at least see what the text is and what the events are that happen, because that could add at least a little bit of something to the storyline if you don't have the R18 patch or whatever. But I will have to censor it regardless. But we're just gonna jump into it. I'm sorry for the long introduction. It's been a while since I've done this, and I just wanted to know, because I played through a lot of the Sakura games recently, and I felt like it was a perfect opportunity for you guys to get an entire Sakura playthrough with all the R18 patches, if there are some, and I could totally do that in the future. But anyway, we're going to jump right on into Sakura Knight 3. If you guys missed the last Sakura game, again, you can always ask for me to play Sakura 2. I will most happily play it. I did already play it, so it won't be a first time cause, but if you guys want to see Sakura 2, I can post that one after this, so that way you can get the full story. But if not, make sure you guys do buy these games. They're like $9 each. Really easy, and if you get the bundle, you save a bunch of money. Just head down to the link in the description to the Steam store. And not to mention, one of the biggest things, you can totally clip all of the amazing artwork that is done in these series, and like put it as wallpaper or save it. It'll be fantastic. They do amazing artwork in their games, so highly recommend it. And without further ado, we're just going to get right on into it. My mouse is on the screen. I hope you guys understand this is a visual novel, but the country of Lemuria is a peaceful one, but that wasn't always the case. Only a couple decades prior, the people of this land lived in fear. They were ruled by the evil demon Queen Gunhild, who crushed all opposition with her army of monsters. The downtrodden populace began to lose hope. They feared that nobody would be able to stand up to Gunhild and her mighty forces. But then, a miracle happened. My own mother, Chrysadia, took up a sword and pledged to defeat Gunhild. She assembled a party of warriors from across the land and confronted Gunhild in her lair. A fierce battle ensued between humans and demons. Sparks flew, magic rippled through the earth, and the blade of my mother's trusty sword shone. Nobody thought my mother, a mere human, could defeat a wicked despo like Gunhild. But during that fabled fight, she proved the world wrong. She defeated Gunhild, and in so doing, ushered in an era of peace which lasted for years since. My mother was regarded as a hero by the people of Lemuria. She was showered with important army positions and honors, but she declined them all. My mother chose not to capitalize on her success. Instead of seeking out a life of fame and fortune, she retired from the limelight and retreated to the small village in the forest. There she married my father, and the pair of them opened their own bakery. I was born shortly after. My name is Estelle. I am the daughter of the famous Cressidia. I have always looked up to my mother, and I've spent my childhood years dreaming of being a knight like her. Though Gunhild was defeated a long time ago, monsters continue to roam the forests of Lemuria. These monsters attack travelers at will, and they cause untold problems for the smaller villages scattered across the countryside. Every town and city has a guild of its own which adventurers frequent. At these guilds, adventurers are assigned quests to keep the people safe. Adventurers dispatch monsters, fetch rare items from the forest, and help people rebuild their homes after particularly vicious attacks. They are the backbone of Lemuria's society. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to call them heroes. I want to be a hero too, but my parents have always been overprotective. They were afraid I'd get hurt when I went on quests of my own. Why would you need to go and fight, Estelle? You should leave that to the adventurers. I didn't risk my life so you could throw yours away. You're my only daughter, and I want to keep you safe. That's what my mother had said whenever I brought the subject up. But after many years, I was able to wear her down, and now, at the age of 22, I set out on my own journey. My mother gave me her sword, which she used to defeat Gunhild. She gave me her armor, too, but most of it didn't fit. I had to content myself with wearing her shoulder pads and greaves. My parents gave me a little money for the journey, and they bade me a fond farewell. Take care of yourself, dear. Write to me whenever you get the chance, and know that no matter where you go, I will always be thinking of you. If your journey ever gets too tiring, you're free to come home. You'll always be welcome here. There's no shame in relying on your parents. You are my little treasure, and I would move heaven and earth for your sake. You will always be my darling, Estelle. I think of my mother and her parting words to me often. At the very beginning of my journey, when I was still ignorant of the world and its dangers, I thought of them every day. Often, it was all that kept me going. Though I set off with cautious optimism, I soon learned how foolish I had been. I was hopelessly naive, and I let myself get tricked. I was taken advantage of by a cat girl named Tot, who coerced me into stripping off my clothes, it's a long story, then stole my money and my mother's sword and abandoned me in the woods. If not the timely intervention of the pretty elf Felicia, I would have been in grave danger. Together, Felicia and I traveled the largest city in Lemuria, Grimoire. There, we took quests at the local guild, and in so met the wolf girl Rune. And with the aid of Rune's sensitive nose, we were able to track down Tot. I took back my mother's sword, and Tot was enlisted as the fourth and final member of our party. The beginning of my journey could hardly be called auspicious, but several months have passed since then, and I think I've been doing relatively well for myself. I was able to forgive Tot for her thievery, and now she has become a reliable ally. Rune is a loyal and earnest, and Felicia's swordsmanship is impeccable. Of all my new companions, I am particularly close to. Let me choose. Ah, very nice. Let's save real quick. So, if you guys did miss the first game, I'd highly recommend checking out my playthrough of the first game, but I am going to give you a little bit of background information on the second game, because at the very end of the second game, we did get a little insight on, I believe, the Demon Lord's daughter, if I remember correctly, the red-haired chick who's kind of a masochist, who's also kind of a Demon Lord. We got a little bit of insight on her at the end of the previous one, and that was really interesting, but obviously, we're going to be playing through pretty much all of the playthroughs of this game, but I always start with the harem ending, because To me, it just seems like the nicest one out of all of them. But I like, don't take this the wrong way though, because a harem in real life just doesn't work, and I personally would never be involved in it. I would choose one, and if I had to choose one, that is really hard. I'd say probably Tart is last. To me, I'm still kind of surprised that Tart even like got accepted back. I mean, she stripped the main character naked, had slimes play with her exposed body, ran away, tried to sell all of her possessions. I don't know if I could have forgiven her in real life. Like, that would have been very difficult. Rune is an absolute doll of a wolf girl, and she is absolutely amazing. And Felicia, she's awkward as heck, but I think Felicia, out of all of the characters, is the one that, if she were to, well, I mean, I wouldn't say in real life, because she has a personality most closest to one that I actually like. Though, again, her exhibitionism is a little bit too far, in my opinion, but, you know, out of all of them, that's the closest. Because Rune is kind of a sub, and she's kind of like a, I mean, she's a wolf girl, but she doesn't really take the lead very often. I mean, she did once or twice in the previous couple of ones, but I don't think our personalities would mesh well in terms of like any sort of relationship or whatever. But I'm thinking too far into this game. But as we know, harem ending first. We'll go with that. Hopefully the voice acting doesn't really ruin it for you, but I love all my party members equally. I couldn't choose between them. They're the best friends I could ever wish for. In fact, I think they might even be more than friends to me. I'm glad I met them, and I don't want to be parted from them. They're all so lovely. Except Tart did do that one thing, but... And as for my combat prowess, well, I'm still nothing special. I'm a half-baked knight, if that. But with Felicia, Rune, and Tart by my side, I'm sure I'll be able to withstand all the challenges life throws at me. I am not half so foolish as I was before. Tart's betrayal taught me a few street smarts, and taking on multiple quests at Grimoire's guilds has helped me hone my swordsmanship. I've improved a lot since the early days when I first set off from my parents' bakery. I've always been a shy, retiring girl, but now I'm finally becoming somebody I can be proud of. My dream hasn't changed. I still want to be a knight. It's a long way off, but I'm not going to back down. I want my mother, my father, and my new friends to be proud. I'm going to do my best. Alright, Alex. What did I give her in the last one? Alright, y'all. Alright. It looks like you've been cleared for yet another quest successfully. Congratulations. Here's your reward. Alex hands me a pouch of money. I accept it with a bow of my head. Thank you so much. No, thank you, darling. You girls have been a big help throughout the months. I don't know what I'd do without you. It probably goes without saying, but I'm at the local guilds alongside the fellow members of my party, Felicia, Rune, and Tart. We come to the guild every day, weekends accepted, to take on various quests. As Grimoire's a big city, there are a large number of adventurers who frequent this guild. It can be hard to secure jobs. But as of late, the forest has been teeming with monsters. Some of the monsters are rather weak, but others are powerful. We had quite the vigorous workout today. I sustained a small amount of cuts and bruises, but I was able to come out of the fight relatively unscathed. We defeated our foe, and now we've come to claim our reward. That's how these things always go. Alex was skeptical of us at first, being strangers to Grimoire, but I think we finally earned her trust. Lately, she's been giving us a lot of difficult quests that can usually be reserved for more senior adventurers of the guild. These quests can be perilous, but they're also lucrative. That's why the adventurers of this guild all fight over them. In the beginning, the adventurers here paid little heed to the party and I. When they did begin to speak to us, it was mostly to tease us. They didn't regard us as rivals. They thought we were too insignificant to deserve a modicum of thought. Alex doubted our strength and didn't give us any higher tier requests. It's different now, though. We've got a lot of good jobs, and in doing so, we seem to be annoying the adventurers here who have been here longer than we have. Hey, look at those girls. They continue to come here, and none of them are native to Grimoire, and they take all of our jobs. We need to build a wall. I mean, what? I mean, that money belongs to us. We've honed our skills for years. They've only been here for a few months. That's why. Why should they get preferential treatment? Throw us a bone here, Alex. Can't you find something for us to do? I would if I thought you could handle it, y'all. But these girls have a better track record than all of y'all. They've accomplished every single quest they've been given. It should be obvious with their skills outstrip your own. I think Felicia could best you all in 10-to-1 fight, even without using her sword. Well, I don't know about that. Felicia smiles magnanimously. I'm not a goddess, but I do have my limits. If it was a fight these gentlemen wants, I shall do my best to answer them. Felicia cracks her knuckles menacingly. When I grow older, I shall ascend the throne. Then I shall be the Queen of Gris. As future queen, I cannot let anyone or anything best me, be it man, beast, or demon queen. Is that like the Monokuna? The worst thing is, I bet she's right. Let's not get mad. I value my life too much. I challenged her to an arm wrestling competition a few days ago and she obliterated me. She almost ripped my arm off its socket. What? Seriously? I'm being dead serious. She might act like a total airhead, but her power's nothing to be sneezed at. She's fucking insane. Something about her laugh gives me the creeps. Is this girl really a princess? The Elven royal family has a few screws loose. Oh no, I'm not crazy. Not in the slightest. I'm simply determined, I suppose you could say. The adventurers take a few uneasy steps back. Tart, meanwhile, laughs. You guys are all so pathetic. You guys looked down on us in the past, but now it should be plain. We're every bit as skilled as you are, if not more so. The cat girl's so annoying. She's so strong, we get it. She doesn't need to boast about it. It's so unappealing. It's a shame that she has a rotten personality. Her cute face is completely wasted. The adventurers cruise among themselves, while Todd continues to deride them. You can't complain as much as you like. That's your privilege, being losers. In any case, it doesn't really matter to me. I've been called worse names in the past. I used to be a vagabond, but I've turned over a new leaf. I never knew helping the general public could be so much fun. Fighting's a great way to get the blood pumping. All the reward money certainly sweetens the deal. But the envious looks on your faces are simply sublime. They're all to die for. Now, why don't we get a cluster together and lick your wounds like good little kitties? That's all you're good for. What a bitch. Hey, Tart. I shoot Tart a warning look. Are you sure you should be antagonizing them like that? Well, I don't see why I shouldn't. They used to antagonize us. They said all sorts of horrible things until they learned how strong we are. I'm just giving them a taste of their own medicine. Humility is quite the bitter pill to swallow. And I thought it was the foxes that were supposed to be vengeful. Just try not to make them hate us too much. I don't like being the center of attention. All these eyes trained upon me, courtesy of Tart, is making me sweat. Now then, Alex turns her back on the complaining adventurers and offers us a gentle smile. As I paid you, I'd like you all to retire for the day. But before that, I'd like to confer upon you a few words of praise. I'm very happy with everything you girls have achieved, no matter what these adventurers say. You're a great boon to this guild, and I feel fortunate to have met you. You're all reliable, trustworthy warriors, but I'm especially proud of you, Estelle. Huh? I point at myself, blinking. Moi? That's right. Y'all, that's right. You made quite a lot of progress since you first came to the guild. I never knew you had so much fun in you. Oh, I didn't really do that much, really. I woke beneath Alex's compliments, my face flushed. Earlier this morning, Alex asked us to defeat a spiny drake. Drakes are similar to dragons, but they're smaller and don't have any wings. They're like large armored lizards. Some of them can spit poison, others can command electricity, and others can breathe fire. Its mouth was full of sharp, jagged teeth, and its claws, thinking about them makes me shudder. To be honest, I was so afraid I froze up for a few seconds. If it wasn't for Felicia, I probably would have bitten off my head while I was standing right there. But fortunately for you, I was there. Felicia smiles. I would never let any harm befall you, fair Estelle. I swear it upon my name of Felicia Maribel de Argentino, right? Ah, yes, indeed. How did you know I was going to say that? Well, you always do. It's Felicia's catchphrase. She loves to remind me of her full name at any given opportunity, as though I would ever forget it. Her full name is rather distinctive. I guess that's 'cause she's royal. It might be true that you hesitated when you first faced the day's foe, but you soon came to your senses. You dealt the Drake several splendid blows. Yeah, that's right. You're more than just a pretty face, Estelle. Some of your attacks are quite splendid. Were they? I'm not too sure about that. When I fight, my surroundings blur together. My body courses with adrenaline, and everything becomes vague and dreamlike. When my battle ends, I find it hard to remember what actually happened during them. It makes it hard for me to learn from my past mistakes. I still think I'm a novice, really. Yo, maybe so, but that doesn't make you're less of a novice than you were before. Alex is right. You've progressed a long way. You're not at all like the girl I first met, screaming for help in the woods in her underwear. My face burns redder than ever. Did you really need to bring that up? It's a painful memory. Who likes being reminded of their failures? Oh, I'm sorry, my dear Estelle. I didn't mean to embarrass you. It is just, when I think of you back then, my heart begins to skip a beat. You looked so adorable. Oh, what voice did I give Rune? Ah, man, what voice should I give Rune? Etty, always adorable. Rune, who's been quiet up until this point, she rarely speaks around others, chimes in. Etty, try hard. I like a lot. She's strong, brave, kind. Good night. You keep us all together. Succinctly put, I think so too. And I as well. You guys? I look at my companions, my face dusted rose pink. You're not just saying that, are you? Do you really think I am that good? Oh, I do indeed. You should know by now, Estelle, that I do not tell lies. As a princess, I am pure of my heart and mind. I'm not sure if that's true. Can a woman who loves stripping so much really be pure? And I always say exactly what I believe. It's because of your kindness that we are able to work together so smoothly. If it weren't for you, Rune and Tart might have eviscerated one another a long time ago. Self-efficating though I am, there is some truth to that. Though our party gets along pretty well now, that wasn't always the case. Rune and Tart used to hate one another. They were diametrically opposed, one being a wolf girl and the other being a cat girl. There was bad blood between them. Tart tricked Rune once a long time ago, and Rune never let go of that grudge. They were always at one another's throats. Sometimes I worried that they might actually kill each other. But after a few private talks, I was able to get them to apologize, and now they act like best friends. I mean, best friends, they get along better, you know. Your presence makes it easier for us to get along. You are a wonderful mediator, Estelle. You might question your abilities with a sword, and in truth, they could use some work, but when it comes to understanding human emotions, your skills are unparalleled. You are heart of this party. We all love you greatly. Without you, we would be nothing. Well, that's very sweet of you, but you're being too kind. I can't take any credit for our success. I'm really just a normal girl. In your eyes, you are. Maybe in your eyes you are, but not to me. You are a shining jewel. Jewel? I'm nothing that precious. I think you are. Rune interjects, her voice adorably earnest as always. You, my best friend. Best friend, help me fight. Want to protect Etsy. Want to help. So I keep going, doing this for you. Now, don't leave me out, Tart pouts. You're forgetting, I wouldn't even be a member of this party if you hadn't found it in your heart to forgive me for stealing your mother's sword. You gave me a second chance, Estelle, and you helped me find a place where I belong. I'm very happy that I met you. My life has turned around for the better since then, and I've been enjoying every day to its fullest. That's all thanks to you. You see, we all love you. You help each and every one of us in ways you perhaps cannot see yourself. You are the glue that holds this team together, and I'm sure we'll stay together for a long, long time to come. Doo-doom. Oh, I was ready. As soon as you say that, then it's jinxed, and then boom, they all die, and oh. You guys. Oh, group hug. Perfect. All right. Well, we're about 25 minutes into this episode, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys hit that like button down below for me, because you know your support's greatly appreciated as I try and get the sun out of my face, as well as leave a comment. Let me know in the comment section whether or not you want more Sakura content. Do you guys want me to play through the entire Sakura game, including the R18 patches? That this game has an R18 patch. There will be scenes that I'll have to censor, but you'll get more of the story that way. I feel like leaving that out kind of is a detriment to the creators of the game, because they created artwork, they created an entire they wrote this scene in, so I feel like it needs to be at least spoken in there. But a great little scene to end us off on. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have missed any of the previous episodes, make sure you guys go and check out Sakura Knight 1. Let me know in the comment section if you want Sakura Knight 2, because I did have to miss that. Let me know what you guys think. Who's your guys' favorite character? Let me know in the comment section down below, and we'll see you all in the next episode.